The day of recording stands as April the 6th of 2023, marking 77 days of uploads from the show Too Long Didn't Scroll. This show stands as a quick and convenient way for you to get your daily news fix without having to scroll through a long and endless seeming newsfeed, giving you an easily watchable and listable summary of the previous day's important news events on platforms like YouTube, most podcast apps, and platforms like Instagram and TikTok. We start the events of this day concerning the countries of Lebanon and Israel. Tensions between Israel and Lebanon have been on the rise in the wake of a major incident concerning southern Lebanon and northern Israel. For what appears to be the second day in a row, the Israeli Defense Forces have reported intercepting massive barrages of rockets and artillery, today 34 strong. 25 of the fired rockets are said to have been intercepted, while 4 landed throughout northern Israel, injuring 3 people. The Israeli Defense Forces have since retaliated by firing an artillery barrage of their own towards the outskirts of 2 Lebanese villages. The rocket attack from Lebanon was reported to have been initiated by Hamas and the PIJ, 2 nationalist organizations and paramilitaries headquartered in the state of Palestine, allegedly also with the involvement of Lebanese nationalist militant group Hezbollah. While Israel has no doubt taken to blaming Lebanon for allowing such to happen, Lebanese President Najib Mikati has stated he condemns such an attack and that Lebanon is committed to rejecting use of its territory for such unsanctioned activities. Concerning the South American nations of Venezuela and Guyana, specifically focusing on the region of Guyana Esquiva, which has been under dispute between the two countries since 1989, with its roots all the way back in the colonial age of 1899. The 159,500 square kilometer, or 61,600 square mile region makes up a significant chunk of eastern Venezuela and most of Guyana, and the border dispute stems from disputes between the empires of Spain and Britain, which held colonies in the region up until 1966, with the independence of Guyana from the British Empire. The two countries have been locked in such a border dispute ever since, and Guyana has since called on the courts of the United Nations, including the International Court of Justice, to make a definitive decision on which nation the region belongs to. Venezuela has stated it will not allow the case to go ahead without input from the United Kingdom, since the British Empire used to claim jurisdiction over the territory, though Guyana has stated Venezuela is simply doing such as a delaying tactic. Despite such, the ICJ has ruled that the case will go ahead regardless, with or without British involvement, a decision that was welcomed by Guyanese President Mohamed Irfan Ali. In the American state of Tennessee, internal conflict within the state's House of Representatives has led to the expulsion of 2 Democrat Party lawmakers in regards to protests of the recent school shooting at the Covenant School, which killed 6 people. In response to the shootings, protesters descended near the state capitol building, crowds of which included Democrat lawmakers Justin Jones and Justin Pearson protesting for gun reform. In response to such events, the House has since held a vote which passed with a 72% to 25% majority to have the 2 expelled, and a move that officials across America, including President Joe Biden, expressed as shocking and undemocratic. In other news, Ukrainian presidential advisor Andriy Sybiha has remarked that Ukraine is willing to hold talks with Russian counterparts on Crimea's future status should a successful counteroffensive reach the current lines separating Russia from Ukraine in Crimea, and the Japanese Coast Guard has reported that one of their Black Hawk helicopters crashed into waters near the Okinawa prefecture, leaving 10 missing.